Hey everybody, welcome back to my purple kitchen. Uh, Today we're going to be making some chicken stock. I have some chicken quarters, my spicing, and let's get into this. So stick around. And so here we have my chicken quarters. These are very inexpensive. I use inexpensive cuts of meat when I'm doing stock. There's no sense in spending a lot of money on expensive chicken. These were at a big box store. It was 10 pounds of chicken quarters for $4. So I got a couple 10-pound bags. It is fatty. You will see the skin is thick. That's okay. It's chicken stock. That's all going to go to flavor. And then I'll tell you what we're going to be doing with the meat when it's done being cooked. So typically what I do is, let me get this started. I'm going to start by pouring in some olive oil. A couple tablespoons of olive oil in the bottom of my pan, and I'm going to get that warming up. Like I said, it's been washed and patted dry. So I am going to add my pepper. I don't highly season this because the chicken's the flavor, and this is just kind of enhancing it a little bit, because you're going to flavor whatever dish you're putting this in, you're going to flavor it later. But for grins and giggles, I do love my smoked paprika. Yes, I do. It's one of my guilty pleasures. Okay, my smoked paprika, and I have my poultry seasoning. And I usually stop there, but I like Italian seasoning. So at least on this side, I am going to put my Italian seasoning. And again, this is going to get put in the my pan over here. You can see it's still a little damp, even though I've already patted it dry, but that is okay. Remember, I patted dry because you're going into hot oil. Oil and water do not mix. And if you want to cut down on the spattering, I would recommend doing that. Now, let's hit this with a little pepper, a little salt, and only the poultry seasoning. I'm not going to put any more paprika or Italian seasoning on because, like I said, I don't want to over season. And then this is all going to get, as it boils down in the water, it will create a broth. So stick around and we'll be right back. Get this over to the pot. Okay, so this is going to get loud and messy, so be prepared. So what I'm going to do is I'll take one of my quarters. I'm going to set it in here. Be careful. Now I'm going to let this brown up. Don't move it around. Leave it alone. Just like when you're searing a steak, leave it alone. I'll give it about a minute. I'll flip it. Then I'll swap them out one at a time. All right, let's give this a flippity flap. You can see the color has already started. And you can see the fond in the bottom of the pan. That's all flavor. When I pour the water in, I'll scrape the bottom with my fish spatula. I'll scrape the bottom, and that'll pull all the fond off the bottom, because that's all flavor. Turn this up on edge. Come on now. While that's on edge, Bring in number 2. You see, I'll flip. Okay, I didn't brown that one enough. I will get back to that. Smells really good in here. You can smell the seasoning. It smells kind of like a Thanksgiving turkey in here right now. So right now, we're searing the fat, we're searing the skin, and that's browning up the bottom of the dish, of the pan, and that's all going to go to flavor. All right, that browned up a little bit. Just let it sear. I'm not pushing it around the pan. I'm just holding it down so it sears more. Yeah, there you go. So it is definitely browning. That's much better. Let me see if I can get this up on edge. Whoop. And let's get number 3 in the pool. Check your markets. A couple of weeks ago, Aldi's in the town next door, they had, for 49 cents a pound, they had chicken legs. And that's what I used for my broth the last time. And I made quesadillas with the meat. So just imagine, and there's no limit. I can go in, I bought like 4 packages or 5 packages. So I was buying 5 and 10 pound packages. I was getting them for, $5 for 10 pounds. It was just a really good deal. Right now chicken can go anywhere from $2 to $4 or $5 a pound. Smells really good. And remember, because this is broth, excuse me, I don't really care how high quality the chicken is. This is all about saving money and living and eating and surviving. Get that over in the oil here. It's absorbing some of the oil. There we go. But if you look in the bottom of the pan, all of that fond, okay, that's all flavor. In a minute, when I pull this out, I'm going to add 9 cups of liquid. I want to end up with 8 cups. So this is going to cook down for about a half an hour. I'll check it with my my digital thermometer. When I get to the temperature that I like, I will remove it from the water, and then we'll be back to finish up. Let's see what I got here. Oh yeah, so you can see that's browning up really nice. It's curling, the skin's curling, but there's a lot of flavor in the bottom there now. So here we go. Let me do this for just a second. I'll remove this one. I'll take my fish spatula. Now watch. Be careful. That is going to deglaze, and all that color, all of that olive oil, that's all deglazed. Now it's all off the bottom, and you can see that fond. It looks like a chicken broth. There's your flavor right there. So, now we're going to add the chicken. Turn this up. That down in there. You don't want to lose any of that. That's all intense flavor. Now, what I'm going to do, I will add my liquid. You can already see the stock forming. Whoop! Got a little down the side. That's okay though. It was going to boil off anyways, right? Now what I'm going to do is, let me put the top on. I'm going to get this to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it down to medium, and I'm going to let it simmer for 30 minutes. So I'm setting my timer for 30 minutes, and we will be back in 30 minutes. We will remove the chicken, place it on a plate, and then we will strain the bits and bobs out of the stock. So see you then. Okay, everybody, it has been 30 minutes exactly, and I have the pot off the stove. Let's get the chicken quarters out of the broth. I've checked them. They're about 190 to 195 internal, which by our standards here in the United States, that is cooked well. It smells so good in here. It's like, wow. That broth looks so good. Whoop. Whoa. See, that's what happens when you're not properly doing what you're supposed to be doing. But that's okay. I'm a klutz when it comes to stuff, so you'll see that as I go on in videos. But there it is. Look at that. The meat is already pulling away. So next, what I want to do is, first I'm going to show you, look at the broth. Look at that chicken stock. That's so rich. So now what I did was, I have my sieve and my little bowl here, okay? This is going to remove any undesirable things. This is going to give me at least 8 cups of stock. It literally smells like Thanksgiving in here. But look at, there's all the stuff that fell off, any of the fond, any of the bits and bobs and pieces that come off the chicken, any of the spices that come off the chicken, okay? And now what I am left with is this beautiful broth. Okay, I want to just show you this. Hold on one second. So there's no chunks in this. It is a nice, brownish tan bronze color. Look at that. It smells it smells so good. Okay, let's talk about a couple things, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back. So it's complete. We've cooked the chicken broth down. This bowl is full. I probably have 8 cups in here. That will go in 1-quart bags that I lay in the freezer on the bottom shelf, so they get about an inch thick and they freeze. And then I'll put more and more and more in. So I'll put them in 1 or 2 cup bags at a time. And then as they freeze, they're easily stackable. So I can just stack them easily in my freezer. I can poke them down in little spots where there's maybe an area that's not taken up by something that's already frozen and put in there. So I'll have 8 cups, and then I have some more I'm going to do next week. And I like to go into fall because, you know, soups and stews, you want your own chicken broth. So I just want to show you real quick the chicken broth. And it is so good. All it needs is salt, but I don't add salt to my broth because when I make a dish, I'm going to season it. So with that said, I made some talking points here. I just wanted to go over real quick. Number one, the chicken was $4 for 10 pounds. About 3 of those quarters make about a pound, a little over a pound. So I have 3 quarters here. What that does for me is this. The skin, I put in my toaster oven, my air fryer, and the dog eats it. She loves it. So I'm using $4 chicken to add to her diet. So that's a plus. Number 2, it was only 40 cents a pound. So the chicken is 40 cents a pound, but when you buy a quart of chicken stock, chicken broth, that's over $2 right now where I live. $2, that's a store brand. I'm sorry, that's a store brand. That's not even a name brand. Name brands are more expensive. So over $2. So not only do I have about $4 or $5 worth of free chicken broth, I only paid $4 for the chicken. So my net out of that is pretty much the chicken's free. I paid $4 for the chicken, but I came out with over $4 or $5 worth of broth. Plus, it means less dog food that I got to purchase for my dog. That's a plus. Also, I put the spicing in that I like. That's a plus. It gives me 8 cups. I can put them away in my freezer. I can do more next week and the week after. I can have 24 cups before mid-September, and I'm set for the winter. And what I wanted to talk about was, now that I have my chicken broth, I have my chicken. Tonight I'm doing chicken quesadillas. I have my Fiesta mix cheese shredded, and I have the chicken. And I have the large tortillas, and I can get my large frying pan, and I will make chicken quesadillas tonight. And on my side, I will have my potato salad I did in a video. So for $4, which is a great deal on chicken, like I said, if you go buy boneless chicken breast or boneless chicken thigh, right now in my area, it's anywhere from $2 to $4, sometimes $5 a pound. This was 40 cents a pound. Because I'm seasoning it for other dishes, I made my stock, which is delicious. Now I have my quesadilla mix. I can just put a little cumin on this. I can put a little salt and pepper. I can shred it. I can put some chili powder on it, and then I'll put it on my chicken quesadillas tonight, and I'll have like this little fiesta dish. I also have Spanish rice in the fridge that I can use. So I can have like a Tex-Mex kind of dinner tonight for literally I got about 1.5 pounds here, so I got about 60 cents worth of chicken to go on my cheese. And so I'm going to have an easily a $4 meal tonight for 2 people. $4 meal, delicious meal, because I bought the chicken. I've used this chicken before. I have barbecued it. It is fatty. It's good for broth and quesadillas and chicken salad. And that's my other point. What else can you use it in? You got quesadillas. I'm going to shred it. I can use it in shredded chicken tacos. I can use it in soup. I can use it in chicken salad. The broth, I always keep some broth aside in the winter because people get colds, they get the flu, they feel down, they get sick. Nothing like a good salty chicken broth, like chicken soup, chicken broth, to make you feel better. I also use my chicken broth. I cook my rice in it. If you have a rice cooker, instead of adding 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice or whatever the ratio is, add 1 or 2 cups of chicken broth to the rice and then taste it. You don't have to add anything else. You've just flavored your rice to a chicken rice. I use it sometimes to boil my pasta. I use it when I boil my potatoes. If I'm doing mashed potatoes from scratch, I use half, instead of water, I use chicken stock. It's delicious. It adds another layer of flavor. Sometimes when the big box stores put ramen noodles on sale, they'll put them on sale sometimes for 4 of those packages, those really thin plastic packages. They'll do 4 for $1. So for 25 cents, you can get a package of noodles, boil it in a couple cups of this, and you have a really good meal. If you're sick, just not feeling well, you're not hungry, you're nauseous, you got a cold, sore throat, it at least gives you a little bit to fill your belly, but it then also gives you some salt in your system, and it gives you some chicken stock. So add it to the cheap ramen noodles. It's delicious. And so that's what I do with my chicken broth, and that's why, like I said, I buy the inexpensive cuts of chicken. It allows you to make, basically, for what I paid for the chicken, I have 2 quarts of free chicken broth now. And now I have chicken for quesadillas. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you to figure out how to food plan and what you can use it for, and how you can make your own chicken broth. It's very easy, it's very inexpensive, and it's much better and healthier than what you buy in the store. Because honestly, when you read down through here, you see some of the stuff in here, you don't even know what it is. So with that said, I hope everybody has a great day. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate all my subscribers, all my supporters. I appreciate you. Thank you. You guys all have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.